United States of America is a country filled with vastly diverse lands. From the glamorous mountains of Denali to the rugged desert rock formations of Arches National Park to the spouting geysers of Yellowstone, our country provides a plethora of world-class natural habitats. Fortunately, there is an organization which provides easy access to over 400 of these territories, the National Park Service. The first national park was created in 1872, which became known as Yellowstone National Park. The creation of Yellowstone began a worldwide movement that inspired the development of many more national parks around North America and other parts of the world. The national park's central goal is to preserve the natural beauty of the land for future generations. This gives rise to some questions. How is the national park emblem an accurate representation of the environment and culture to the people of the community? And why is the National Park Service so important for future generations? We ask you to stick around.
Well, my name's Janice Berger, and I'm a ranger here at Hurricane Ridge at Olympic National Park. I run the interpretive operations here at Hurricane Ridge summer and winter. And I grew up in Pennsylvania, but I came out here right after graduating from college and have worked at the park more or less since 1982.
My name is Delano. I grew up originally in Eastern Washington, and I moved here a little under 2 years ago. And I'm going to BC right now, and I'm majoring. I'm just getting an AA right now, and then I'm pursuing nursing.
Sure, my name's Amy, and I work here on the PC campus. I'm a preschool teacher. I started out my education here at PC, and then I continued on in a university.
Kate Reevy, English teacher, Peninsula College. I grew up in New Jersey, in industrial New Jersey, right sort of in the middle of the state. Went to college in Hartford, Connecticut, and it was called Trinity College.
Yes, the national park plays a significant role to me because it's the one place where there's not a whole lot of human effects in it yet, and just being me, I enjoy being out and outdoors in nature, and so yes, it does mean a lot to me.
It's a big reason of why I'm here.
Awesome.
Yeah, yes, so very significant. Yep.
Well, the Arrowhead has a long history. See it? And it has a bison on it, so that represents the wildlife in the National Park Service system. It has a sequoia tree, that represents the plants, the mountain, and then the whole shape of an arrowhead represents cultural resources in the national parks. So, and this park, like a lot of parks, preserves all different aspects of that. It has natural resources, it has archaeological sites, it's got plants, it's got wildlife, it's got amazing scenery.
Well, when I think about the logo, I think that it contains the elements of the natural beauty of North America and what is worth preserving.
What a symbol might represent to me as a child, just the idyllic fresh air and where animals literally roam, Yellowstone and the buffaloes, and the trees are there compared to my childhood in industrial New Jersey. But then to realize that, Native people were not included in a lot of that decision making, even about the parks and the boundaries and so forth. And a lot has changed fairly recently along those lines too, like the land, the moving to higher ground with the Quileute. That's Department of the Interior. So I'm not trying to make this dichotomous one way or another, but it's just that complexity of the symbol for what it meant to me as a child, which was healthy lungs, and healthy relationships with other than human beings, and then realizing that, oh gosh, it's got a lot more going on than that.
I think it will change as far as new management takes over and as the younger generations growing up. It will change as far as I think there is becoming more awareness over how we should treat our planet, and as far as preservation and making sure we don't make anything extinct. And I think as far as when the younger generation comes up, that it'll definitely become more of a outstanding focus to make sure that's possible.
My daughter she's studying environmental engineering, so she wants to innovate new energy, particularly wind energy. So she is really committed to the natural world, the world beyond and with the human, but all of that. And I think it's been really important for her not only to grow up near a national park, but in a national park where the relationships with the tribes are really important. And because she'd like to work with communities to see what they want for their future.
It's hard to say. A lot depends on what we as society do and how we protect parks. If they lose advocates who care about making sure there's adequate protection for parks, then hopefully they will be somewhat unchanged. Every person in the United States owns the national parks. So if everybody cares about them, then hopefully the future generations will have an opportunity to come and experience quiet, darkness, wildness, wildlife, plants that aren't dying from problems with climate change. That's hard. I obviously like Olympic, otherwise I wouldn't have stayed here and worked here for 35 years. I like Capitol Reef. I like some of the Desert Southwest parks, although I wouldn't want to work there in the summer. I like Yellowstone for the ability to watch wildlife there. Denali the same way. I don't know that I could pick one. There's a lot of, spent some time in Everglades. It's pretty amazing for the ecosystem there. I don't think I could choose one. The whole system. There's 413 units in the National Park Service right now, so. Although I haven't been to all of them.
I would have to say my favorite national park is probably Yellowstone, just because it's one of the bigger ones and it's more popular because of its variety, its massive variety, and it's so grand and raw and gorgeous.
Well, I've only been to a few national parks, and so I would have to say the Olympic National Park is my favorite because I've made a connection with it. There's a couple spots in there that we go back to every year, and I've sat by the river, the Owa River, enough that feels like a sister to me.
Well, Olympic National Park is my favorite national park. But I hadn't realized why until this interview, which is really, partly it's our home, but also because I think it's really important as members of this nation and this nation where the rule of law is really enlightened, where our Declaration of Independence has this powerful idea of really living together and moving into the future together as a very complex nation.
The National Park emblem represents the main goals of the national park itself. Through the depiction of the arrowhead, bison, sequoia, trees, and mountain range, the vision of conservation is rooted in the emblem. Preservation of wildlife, vegetation, scenic lands with historical and archaeological values is represented with balance and harmony. It is easy to comprehend the significance of the national parks through the emblem. The connection of life and land is visible. There is research done by many people with various degrees that agree being outside in nature is healthy. For that reason alone, it is easy to see the significance in the conservation of national parks for our future generations and for us right now.